So I woke up this morning at about 7 o'clock to a super loud buzzing noise. I'm not just talking like a bzzz. It was like a bzzz. And I'm moving later this week, so I don't have my bed here. I'm sleeping on the couch in the living room. So right away, I thought it was a lawnmower at like 7 o'clock right outside of my window. So I got up literally in just my boxers and I opened up my door so fast because if there would have been a person on a lawnmower out there, I would have screamed at him so loud. 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, there was no lawnmower and I was standing there with the door wide open in my boxers for the entire world to see for a solid 5 seconds. Turns out that loud buzzing noise was actually our furnace below us and it completely blew out. Now, thankfully in Minnesota, it's beginning to get nicer outside, so I don't really need the heat as much as I would have if it was winter out. But yeah, we don't have a furnace right now either. This big bastard right there, somewhere it is messed up. I don't know though, should I even say anything? Like, I move out of here in like 2 days, it's 60 degrees out every single day, we don't need the heat, I really don't even care about it. But then again, I don't want to get in trouble for a broken furnace that I didn't break. Stuff have to happen when I leave. The dishwasher, now the furnace, come on man. Alright, what is up guys and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really know what to do. All I know is that I don't want to play video games today, so I think we're going to go ahead and do another episode of this or that. These videos always seem to do well with you guys, so today I'm going to bring to you one of the most controversial quarterbacks in the entire league, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to be pretty fair on this one. And you guys know my opinions on Jimmy. I don't think he's all that great, so I picked 10 other quarterbacks that I think are in the same room as him. And guys, one quick thing before we hop into the video. You thought I was going to pick up my G Fuel, didn't you? Use code WyattzWorld to save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products on gfuel.com. They sent me a tub of PewDiePie's Lingonberry like a month ago. I swear to God, I'm already halfway through it. That's the fastest I've ever gone through a tub in my life. I drink it at least 3 days a week, sometimes 4, because I use it as a pre-workout at the gym too. Phenomenal. Anyway, on to the video. Guys, before we start this video off, I just want to show you something. Jimmy Garoppolo has only ever thrown over 2,000 yards in a single season one time. Injury or no injury, that is really, 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 really bad. You can't defend that, so anybody who wants to harass me for the decisions that I make in this video, shut the hell up. Alright, so starting off this list, we are going to go ahead and give him Daniel Jones. See, right now, I would rather just take this thing off and smack my head against a brick wall than have to make this decision. I don't want either of these guys. I don't like either of these guys. Okay, Daniel Jones can run better, Jimmy can throw better. I'll probably take Jimmy on this one, I guess, and I'm sure anybody in San Francisco is probably really relieved that I said that, but it's a lot closer than you think. For the little bit Jimmy Garoppolo got to play this year, he had 7 touchdowns and 5 picks. Daniel Jones had 11 touchdowns and 10 picks. And if you need to go look this up, you can, but other than the 1 year that they went to the Super Bowl, Jimmy Garoppolo has either been bad or he's been hurt. Decision's not as easy as it looks, but yeah, give me Jimmy. Alright, up next on the list we have Carson Wentz. Give me Carson Wentz. Night and day, I don't even need to think about this. Other than last year, Carson Wentz has been great. He's not had a bad year besides last year. Yeah, he's had his fair share of injuries too. I'm not saying he's like the perfect person, but when throwing a football and being a quarterback, you can go look at their numbers all day. Carson Wentz has always been better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, there is no argument here at all as far as I'm concerned. Matter of fact, it's almost more of a risk to take Jimmy over Carson at this point. Like, seriously, unless you're a die-hard San Francisco fan, there is no incentive to take Jimmy Garoppolo over Carson Wentz here. It's not even worth the risk. Big difference there. Carson Wentz all day. Alright, up next we've got Tua. I'm going to say his name wrong. Tua Tagovailoa, I don't know. I've watched him for a couple years and I still don't know how to say his name. I'll take Jimmy on this one though. I don't really like Tua at all, and to be honest with you, I think he's going to be a huge bust. He cannot handle any pressure in the pocket at all. If he does, he's either going to throw it away or he's going to throw a pick. So far from what I've seen, Tua hasn't been the greatest at going through his progressions, and he just really hasn't had the time he's needed to develop fairly though. Tua could be good, he might be good, I don't think he's going to be. I'll take Jimmy over Tua for that reason only. I mean, I've seen Jimmy play, I'm not a huge fan of him, but I know he can play better than I've seen Tua perform in the NFL. Now, if Tua wants to come back and play as the guy he was in Alabama, that would be phenomenal. But that's harder to do when he can't get away from the constant pressure that he's going to have in the NFL and he can't adapt to it. This isn't college, this is the NFL. You are going to have the best players in the world trying to take your head off. You've got two choices. You can either adapt and get better, or you can suck and go home. But one thing I can give Jimmy Garoppolo a lot of credit for is, unlike Tua, Jimmy doesn't look like a scared toddler who's playing in the middle of the road every time the ball snaps. Give me Jimmy. All right, up next we've got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, easily. Easily. He's a gunslinger. 10 straight seasons of 4,000 yards plus. He can throw, and Matt Ryan likes to throw. Okay, does he make some bad interceptions? Absolutely he does. Every single quarterback does that. But that's going to happen when you're throwing the ball as much as Matt Ryan is, and not everybody is an Aaron Rodgers or a Patrick Mahomes. The Falcons are always down. They're always behind, meaning they're never running the ball. They're always throwing it because they're always trying to catch up, which is also part of the reason why he has the passing stats that he does. Atlanta, right now, that's a shitty situation to be in if you're Matt Ryan, but he's been putting up with it for the last decade, and he hasn't complained once about it as far as I'm concerned. Matt Ryan's going to show up. He's going to play as hard as he can, and no matter how bad or how great he does, next week is a completely new ball game with the guy. I have always liked Matt Ryan. I have always respected Matt Ryan. I will pick Matt Ryan over Jimmy Garoppolo, and I won't even think twice about it. Picking Jimmy over Matt Ryan is like saying you'd rather drink a Red Bull instead of G Fuel. It just doesn't make any sense, and you sound stupid. Give me Matty Ice. All right, up next we've got Sam Darnold. I want to take Sam on this one. I really do, and I think Sam Darnold's going to be a lot better this year. But I can't. I have to take Jimmy Garoppolo here because Sam Darnold, even though he hasn't gotten a fair chance, we haven't really gotten to see him play at his full potential. Who knows? Maybe Sam is going to be worse with a better team. I mean, it makes no sense for me to say that, but we don't know. I think Sam is smart. He throws an excellent football. He can throw on the run. He's great at reading his progressions. He's basically Zach Wilson. Hence why they got him as replacement, just a younger Sam Darnold. Except Sam Darnold's still only like 23 or 24 years old. The guy is younger than some of the rookies who are coming into the league right now, and he got drafted 3 years ago. Sam Darnold has got a ceiling a mile high, man. I really, really hope the best for this guy. Got Robbie, he's got DJ, he's got Christian McCaffrey, he's got the weapons he needs. Guessing in a year from now, I'll probably be taking him over Jimmy, because Jimmy probably won't even have a starting job himself. But for right now, we'll stick with Jimmy G. All right, up next we've got Cam Newton. Big time Jimmy. That's the easiest Jimmy decision I've ever had. Besides Drew Lock, Cam Newton is probably the worst quarterback in the NFL right now. And anybody saying he's gonna have a bounce back year, you are delusional. It's not his back, it's not his chest, it's not his legs, it's not the pressure, it's not his team. It is his shoulder. And it has been his shoulder since that awful injury back in like 2017 or whenever it was. The NFL can't fix shoulders like that. No matter how much Cam wants to come back and play, no matter how much he says he's going to be the comeback player of the year, no matter how much he demands his respect, Cam Newton is going to be terrible. And if Cam Newton proves me wrong, I'll buy a Cam Newton jersey, I'll wear it for an entire video while I just tell you guys 10 wonderful things that I love about Cam Newton. But that won't happen because he's gonna be ass. Jimmy's not the best guy for the job, but he can throw the ball and he can get the ball to where it needs to be if he's given enough time, most of the time, like 75% of the time. I'd still say there's a 1 in 4 chance it's gonna be an incomplete pass, but I'll take Jimmy on this one. Up next, we've got Ben Roethlisberger. God, who do I hate more between these two? I mean, I hate Ben Roethlisberger. I just think he's an awful person. Like, Ben Roethlisberger is a human being. I think he has made some incredibly horrible life choices, and I think the guy's a glorified piece of shit. As far as a quarterback goes, he's guaranteed to be a Hall of Famer. Still throwing 30 touchdowns a year. I'm pretty sure in 2019 or 2018, he had over 5,000 passing yards. I just think he's boring, he's slow, he's unathletic, and he just looks unimpressive. But he gets the job done still, so I'll take Ben Roethlisberger flying colors. I just don't like it. Which is even crazier because Ben's like 38 years old too, and I still wouldn't take Jimmy over him. But you've got to think Ben's career is winding down. My guess is that he was going to retire last year because he was even crying in their last game. But I think when Ben got home that night, he was honestly like, you know what? We just made an ass of ourselves. Juju just made an ass out of us. I made an ass out of us. I need at least one more year to come back. I'm not going to end on this note. So I understand it, but I still hate him. All right, up next we've got Jared Goff. Jared Goff, and it's not even fucking close. The last 2 seasons in the NFL, Jared Goff has had horrible years. 2019, Jared Goff, 4,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. 2020, 3,900 yards, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Okay, that's not that great, but it's not that bad. A matter of fact, his 2020 stat line is just about as good as Jimmy Garoppolo has ever been. The 2 years before that, Jared Goff was magnificent. Nobody can deny the facts on that one. Jared Goff just got traded because he simply wasn't enough. Not that he was doing bad, he just wasn't doing enough for the Rams to get their wins. You put their stats, you put their skills side by side, Jared Goff is up here, Jimmy Garoppolo is about right here. Jared Goff, number-wise, he looks pretty much identical to Matt Ryan. Some people can call me crazy for this one, I don't really care. They both went to Super Bowls, they both lost Super Bowls. One of them has been horrible every year besides one. The other guy's been pretty good his entire career. Give me Jared Goff. Up next, we've got Ryan Fitzmagic. This is like a Ben Roethlisberger situation where he's super old, but he can still throw the ball. He's not as good as Ben Roethlisberger. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying his age and he can still perform. But Fitz, and like I've already said, he doesn't really care. Like, he cares that he gets to play, but he knows that everywhere he goes, it's his last year. He just throws the ball. He's gonna get those deep touchdowns, but he's also gonna throw a lot of stupid interceptions. He's a better thrower than Jimmy, but every other aspect of him, no. I've got respect for Fitz. I've got the love for Fitz. He puts a smile on everyone's face every time he goes out there and plays. But as a quarterback, I'm not going to take him over a lot of people in this league. It just doesn't make any sense. Give me Playgirl. And last but not least, and I hand selected this guy, Jameis Winston. You guys already know what I'm going to say. Famous Jameis. Besides this last year where Jameis literally just didn't get to play because he wasn't a starter, he has always outthrown Jimmy G. He's outthrown him by yardage, he's outthrown him by touchdowns, he's outthrown him by interceptions. That's not a good thing, by the way. But this guy can throw. He's one of 5 or 6 players to ever hit the 5,000 club. Okay, he's not some random pedestrian that just walked off the street and got a job and then lost it, okay? He was a former #1 overall pick in 2015, meaning in that time, he was the #1 athlete in the world going into the NFL. Other than Jameis Winston's awful, and I mean awful decision-making skills, I like Jameis. He's still got his stuff that he had at Florida State. He's just got to get better at where that ball goes. I've seen him throw interceptions that I'm fairly certain were intentional. I've seen him overthrow people that weren't even down the field to begin with. And when he's under pressure, he seems to throw the ball to the first person he sees, whether it's his own receiver or it's a defender. That's the flaw in Jameis. Everything else, I'm okay with. Throws the ball better than Jimmy. That's all I can really ever ask for. It might be a risk to some people, but to me, I'm taking Jameis Winston. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for today's This or That Jimmy Garoppolo edition. I already know I'm going to have a ton of dislikes and heat in the comments for it, so I don't really care. Bring it on. That's what you get for being an honest man nowadays. You get yelled at. Anyway guys, if you like this video, you already know what to do. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell to turn your notifications on. I try to post every single day. I would really like to do a This or That tight end edition, but I can't really think of a good tight end who's right in the middle there. If you guys have any suggestions on good tight ends you want me to do this for, please drop them down there. The most liked one I'll probably do eventually. No Kelsey, no Kittle, no Waller, no Hawkinson, no Tanyan for God's sake. Honestly, This or That Gronk might be a really good one. Keep your eyes peeled, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, guys, you already know the drill. I'm going to get this baby edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next video.